Hey, I'm Nimesh with Armature Systems. It's no surprise that network outages and poor network service levels lead to unproductive engineers and frustrated IT teams. We spend entirely too much time troubleshooting intermittent wireless and network issues. Junipers' new Wired Assurance, driven by Mist AI, is a new cloud-delivered service that can provide you telemetry and customizable service levels so you can stay ahead of the game and keep your network running smoothly. Today, our engineer Nadun is going to show you how this platform can help your organization.
Hi, I'm Nadun from Armature Systems. Today we are going to take a look at Mist Wired Assurance. Wired Assurance is a feature that can be enabled on Juniper switches, which will allow the switches to be managed via the Mist dashboard and also see Juno switch telemetry via the Mist dashboard. Juniper EX series switches that support Wired Assurance are EX2300s, 3400s, 4300s and 4600s. Mist web interface to manage switches is simple to use and provides in-depth details about the switches and wired clients, which makes it very useful for troubleshooting issues in the wired network. On the Mist dashboard, if you go to Switches tab, you will see all the switches available. Gray switches are non-Juniper switches or Juniper switches that do not have wired assurance enabled, but have Mist APIs connected to them. Green switches are Juniper switches that have wired assurance enabled. They are reporting data to the Mist cloud using a reverse SSH tunnel using port 2200. If you click on a switch, you can see a port layout and see what ports are connected, current hardware status, switch uptime, and other switch details. If you click on one of the ports, you will be able to see the power draw from the wired client connected to that particular port, and you can see the MAC address and other statistics. The most important feature here would be the wired client insights. If you click on it, you will be able to see all the states the wired client might have been in and what the switching environment looked like for the particular client over time. In this view, you will be able to see the 802.1x authentication states. You can see if there were any storm control conditions, STP topology changes, and other useful information. Service level expectations are very useful because you can define customizable expectations from your wired network based on telemetry data gathered from switches. And if your thresholds are violated, you can receive insight into reasons why and know what devices or clients are affected. Service level expectations are split into three categories. They are throughput, successful connects, and switch health. For throughput, there are 5 subcategories. Congestion shows if the wired network is having a congestion problem or not by looking to see if there have been any discards or transmit drops. If a switch experiences a transmit drop in one of its ports, it will be added to the congestion percentage shown here, and the same goes to the congestion uplink. If there are any storm control issues affecting the throughput, it will be shown here. Interface anomalies are issues such as MTU mismatches, which will be shown here. If you go to the Distribution tab, you will be able to see individually which switch, interface, client, or VLAN has been experiencing the most issues, which can be very useful for troubleshooting. And you can also see what is the failure rate for each of these items. Successful connects have 2 subcategories. Here you can see how your wired network is doing with regards to authentication or DHCP issues. And if you click on Distribution, you will be able to see in-depth information on DHCP and authentication issues. Switch health shows how the switches in a specific site are doing in terms of CPU, memory, power, and temperature. Now let's take a look at how switch configurations can be done using the Mist dashboard. Once wired assurance is enabled on a Juniper switch, all configurations must be done through the Mist portal. First, it is important to understand the 3 configuration hierarchy levels, which are switch template level, site settings level, and individual switch level. The highest level of the hierarchy is the switch template, and the template can be applied across multiple sites. If you go to Organization and Switch Templates and create a switch template, for example access switches, you will be able to do most of your global configurations such as VLAN definitions, NTP servers, radius servers, and things of that nature here, which can be applied to all switches on all sites. For example, you can create a radius server here and save the config. This template with the radius config can be applied to all sites by going to Network, Switch Configuration, select the site and apply the template. After the switch template level, one step down in the hierarchy is the site settings. Let's say, for example, if one of the sites need to use a different radius server than all the other sites. Then you can go to Network, Switch Configurations and select the site in question and click Override Site Configuration on the radius section and add the radius config specific to that site. After the site settings, the lowest level in the hierarchy is the individual switch level. Let's say, for example, you want to use a different radius server on an individual switch on one of your sites. Then you can go to Switches and select the switch in question and click on Override Site Template Setting and change and apply the radius server config that is specific to this switch. Another important thing to note is that any configuration that is not supported in the dashboard, such as TechAxe config, can be pushed down as CLI commands in this section. Mist Wired Assurance provides the ability to manage Juniper EX series switches in a simple manner, and using switch telemetry data, it is able to provide critical insights into the wired network and visibility into the end user experiences.
Thanks for watching our video. If you liked what you saw, please subscribe to our channel and visit us at armaturesystems.com.